Hey, everybody, welcome back. Today I want to just talk about one of these really cool things about death that really does apply to life. There's so much about everything about death applies to life, obviously. But this one especially in lieu of all the stuff that's happening in the world. So, hi, my name is Abigail. Here to normalize these conversations and education about death and dying so we die better end of life and hopefully live a good one until we get there. Let's get into it today. So not too long ago, I posted something on social media, and I think I titled it or said something like, nothing levels the playing field like death. And I really do believe that. And I think for the most part, it makes sense. It's kind of obvious in that, nobody escapes this life without dying, right? I mean, we haven't figured out how to do that yet. And I don't really think we will, but there's some people who think they might, but okay, great. But, despite where you come from, despite where you live, despite who you love, despite your level of education, despite what you have, blah, 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 you're going to die just like everybody else. And sometimes it seems like there are some people that are just invincible, but, it's just not. When it comes to death, it's just not. So the whole reason for this is whether we're talking about like you and just a general maybe insecurity that you may have, or you're being hard on yourself for some reason because you don't feel like you measure up for some reason, whatever it is, and or, from some other more global type of issues, like when we talk about the systemic issues around inequality and not just discrimination, not just the marginalization of certain groups, but also the extreme harm, hurt, and deaths of people because they choose to love differently. They choose to, they identify with a different gender. They come from or live in a certain part of the world that has been, decided that these people really don't matter as much, or they, shouldn't matter as much. And I just want to use this. Yes, I realize that at some point this becomes a little bit political, and that's because everything in our planet right now, especially right now, is political. I mean, it's always been political because what happens at the political level impacts, it trickles down into what happens day to day for people, particularly Americans, particularly what's happening in the world right now. And despite what side you're on, despite what religion you have, all that kind of stuff, I just want you to really think about the fact that we are really all the same. The fact that death is a part of each and every one of our lives really reminds us that we're all the same, and nobody is better than another person. Literally nobody's better than you. You're not better than anybody. We're all the same. Yes, we still experience the same emotions. We all have the same kind of human emotions that we experience, but the stories may look a little different around them. But we still experience those same emotions, and we still experience the same condition that is being human. Living this life, experiencing the emotions, all the human parts of it in these human bodies, blah, 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 and then we die at the end. This doesn't mean to say that you're not special. By gosh, you are so special. And you can still be the same as everybody, but also still special, because in my mind, this makes sense to me. Tell me if you feel differently. But there's nobody that has been nor will be your exact combo of just awesomeness, iconic stuff, all that kind of stuff. So you're definitely special. For sure, you're definitely special because you bring something else into this world that nobody exactly brings. And that is the beauty of being different. That is the beauty of being individual. That is the beauty of the D word, diversity. There is true beauty in that because it keeps us open. We learn things about ourselves, not just about the world, when we encounter difference of opinion, different perspective, different ways of doing things, all that kind of stuff. Like when you travel, right? Or when you just go into another area or go outside your usual friend group, whatever it is, or your group of people with whom you usually communicate or spend time. And so that's just natural. And the fear mongering, the marginalization, the harm that's done in these other groups simply because because of their circumstances, they were brought up a certain way, they're from a different part of the world, they're living in certain parts of the world, and or they truly identify with certain aspects of themselves that aren't considered what you may think is right or whatever. I just want you to stand back and really think about the fact that a human is a human is a human, and a human deserves human rights, okay? Regardless of all of the stuff I mentioned. So maybe, can we be, just because the fact that we know we're the same as everybody else, can we focus maybe a little bit more on the common ground that we have with people? Because we do. We're more the same through our experiences. We experience, again, like the same emotions, the same human condition. Again, it just may look different. It's wrapped in a different package. It has different stories. We're all the same. So can we focus on the fact that we're the same, even in our own individual beauty and that kind of special factor about us? That's so cool. We're still the same, and we have more in common with other people than we may not think we do. And if we can focus on that, find those commonalities that we do have, and really live our life being kind to ourselves and kind to other people. Can we please do this? Because we can literally change the world. You don't have to do something that is perceived as humongous to make a big difference in the world. You don't have to have 1 million followers, or even 500,000 followers, whatever it is that you think you need to have, go viral on social media, whatever it is, to change the world. You can literally change the world with your next interaction with a human, for example. I mean, I like to apply to all things life, plant, animals, whatever it is, and I'd have a general, with working in death for so many years, the reverence for life within me is just more and more palpable because of how finite these moments are, with death just kind of being around all the time. So yeah. So can we think about that? And for the most part, just know that I'm thinking about you, and I really love you, and I hope you really are kind to yourself, and then you can be kind to the next person. Giving someone a compliment, or just saying how much you appreciate them, when you're checking out the register or walking down the street, whatever it is, that can make a difference in somebody's day, and that is a real ripple effect. So, because then you make a little shift in their day, and then they make another shift in themselves, and then therefore in somebody else's life. Gosh, can you imagine if we all lived with a little more kindness? I think that'd be so cool, so awesome. Okay, I love you. Let's continue to normalize these conversations about death and dying, so we die better, end of life, and knowing that it impacts life so much, knowing that death is so much about life, live a good one until we get there. I will talk to you soon. I love you.